Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 9, Search and Destroy. As with my other RWBY reactions, this video will only include me, so if you would like to watch the actual RWBY episode along with me, make sure to click here. It will take you to Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel under the RWBY playlist, specifically to the video that I'm watching. This should help with synchronization as opposed to watching it on the Netflix or DVD version, so click this one. So last time, the RWBY girls got a dog! Apparently Yang and RWBY's dad sent them their dog in the mail, along with lots of cans of food and a can opener. Of course, that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that the first year students are actually going to be sent out with hunters and huntresses to shadow them, you know, to see how a hunter and huntress behaves, you know, like in the field. And yeah, so of course Team RWBY, wanting to investigate more of the White Fang, is going to Quadrant 5 in order to be like in the southeast section where the White Fang, you know, base was. So yeah, Ozpin knows about them now. Like, I mean, he doesn't know everything, but he's definitely let on that he's aware that something's up with the team. The fact that they were at the docks during all of that, that they know more than he, you know, had initially thought they knew, I guess. More than they should know, probably. And he supports them, but he also warned them. So Ozpin seems like a really cool guy so far. Ironwood, whether or not he's working with Cinder, Mercury, and Emerald is still up in the air for me. Like, you know, he seems very aggressive, like, you know, they've been here, we need to go get them now, you know, but that... You know, what bad guy doesn't say that or hasn't said that? You know, like, it could be an act. It could also be innocent, but it could be an act. Like, I'm not dismissing anything at this point. It could still be where Ironwood is in on it, or could not be. Which I know is like a duh thing. Of course, it's either can or can't, like, but I'm just saying the possibility remains. So Team RWBY is going to shadow Hyper Coffee History Teacher guy, and they're going to, on a search and destroy mission, to, again, Quadrant 5, the southeast section. And they're just gonna kill Grimm beasts. I mean, that's the mission. But I think, you know, of course, at night they're gonna sneak out and try to find more about the White Fang. So I don't know, we'll see how that works out for them. I mean, in this one being called Search and Destroy, I imagine they are going to, you know, be setting out for Quadrant 5. They're going to do some fighting. I don't know what they'll uncover, what they'll discover, but, you know, they're definitely going to be in the area. Like, that's my assumption at this point. So I don't think I have anything else left to say. With that, let's get to watching. Alright guys, so I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, you hit play. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. It's not the same! And here we have the intro. Right now it's all calm and quiet, but then... Yeah. See, it picks up, and then it's all like, you know, like really fast and stuff. I mean, the only thing that's really fast, I'd say, is like the drumming, but, you know, that's the main beat, right? I'm not a music person, but... Oh, shoot. I kind of feel like I have to sneeze. Kind of. I think it's gone. Okay. Great, that means it could come back, though, you know? When you don't successfully sneeze, and then it can just return at any time, like a ninja. Anyway. Ruby's face. I cannot get a word in. So it's a reconnaissance mission, search and destroy? I don't think that's entirely reconnaissance. I think reconnaissance would more just be like, search! Search and observe! Dr. Ooh, oh, what? I forget. Yep. No. That's his fault? Great. Yeah. Oh, cool. What's up with your eye? Why was it flickering? Alright, good luck, girls. Oh, this is so loud in comparison! That's good. Gotcha! Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. I mean, yeah, if you could, you know, take the Grimm. Wow, it's so loud at this part! What, did you guys think he had enough coffee? There's never enough. Okay. It's a dog. Yes, she did. What? Oh. All right. Worked out nicely. Oh, poor puppy. You can do that with cats, not dogs. Ah. Yes. Oh. There it is. Okay. Oh. Really? Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. Fighting now? Either fighting or running. Okay. What a good boy. Seba straight away into the destroy section. Oh. So there is dismemberment now. You know, I wondered about that before because body parts weren't severed. People just died or whatever, but they're clearly being cut in half. Now is not the time, buddy. So we see Ruby slice one, and we see everyone else get like multiple. I guess not Yang, but why are they billowing smoke? But but there is fighting. I, like they're both right, you know? Okay. I hope we get to hear that for everyone. While she's fighting? Hmm. Screw you, birds! I mean, they're Grimm birds, but they're just so small. Hers is the best so far, though, in my opinion. What? Why do you have a chicken? And where did the chicken go? So I hope that she gets asked too, because I want to know everyone's reasons, you know? I can't say Blake's is the best reason if I don't know Ruby's. Not that the other two were bad, you know, but. Oh. It's an elephant, Grimm! I mean, because Grimm doesn't really explain much. Like, obviously it's a Grimm, it looks just like one. I mean, they are over trees, you know. Hmm. What, live? Oh, learned. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I've never seen such an ominous elephant before. Hmm. Ah. Aw. I like his reason, too. It's very true, very from the heart, you know? I want to know. Can you show me? Hey, as long as she's got her fire, she's chill, right? Nope. I too find it weird. And I am curious. You know, like, I want to know why. Why, one, he didn't ask her, and why she became a huntress, or wants to become one. No scared puppy. Will they? Won't things tomorrow just involve more death, going like deeper into it all? I don't know. Look, it's a Grimm beast, everybody, and it's glaring at us with its evil, glowy, glaring eyes. Yep. Oh, that's not the body I'd imagined it to have when they were, like, slowly zooming out. Okay, so pre-order RWBY Volume 2 now at sword@roosterteeth.com. Blu-ray and DVD ships November 14th, 2014, so that was 2 years ago. Oh. Yep. I don't know. I never saw this, like, anything about it. That was interesting. Anyway, back to the annotations bit, so that means that we're almost done with this episode, and then we can talk about it and stuff. Yay, communication! And go away. Okay, so this episode was 16 minutes and 4 seconds long, and now it is time to talk about it. So, primarily, okay, was his name Oobleck? Professor Oobleck? Is that it? That's what I'm gonna call him, either that or hyper crazy coffee history teacher guy. Some combination of that, you know? Anyway, so I did like the fact that he was asking each of the characters why they decided to become huntresses, you know? And I'm a little bit disappointed that he didn't ask RWBY, but I'm sure he has his reasons, and I look forward to finding what those reasons are. I just want to know, you know, what RWBY's reasoning was too, you know? I'm curious, like I was with all the other girls. And the fact that, you know, like, Weiss and I think Yang might have said that they weren't entirely honest, or that there was more to it that they weren't even sure about themselves, or something, you know? And I want to know more about how they really feel, etc., you know? And Blake, I feel like she was honest and, like, or said the whole thing. She just doesn't know how to accomplish it, you know? And I still think that Blake so far is the best. You know, everyone has their own reasoning, and so, you know, it's not to say that, like, she's better than the other two because of that, but just in my opinion, I find that the most noble and everything, so in my opinion, that's the best reasoning. They all did make excellent points when, you know, the 4 girls were fighting and he was not, about, like, you know, they signed up for it, but it probably would be good for them if there were, like, an actual huntress or hunter fighting, you know, like, if they could watch that. And I too am curious to see him fight, but I assume he's going to end up fighting when something bigger happens, you know? it could be very wrong. You know, maybe it'll just always be the girls because he wants to remain just an intellectual. He feels that he could do more with that than he could with, you know, his fighting prowess. But I do want to see him in combat at least once. You know, I'm curious to see how he fights and how well. But I did really like his reasoning for becoming a hunter. I thought that that was really cool, really noble and everything too. So I definitely appreciate him more than I did when he was just a teacher, like when I didn't know anything about him. The dog has yet to come into play, but you know, because the Grimm beast just came. And there was a lot of funny stuff, you know, with the professor noticing the Grimm beast and then the pack and everything. It was good comedic timing, and I did enjoy that part. But it brought up some good questions too when he was talking about, you know, the elephant ones and how they've evolved. And I wonder just how far Grimm beasts could evolve. Like, could they evolve to have the kind of intelligence that humans have, you know? Could there be a kind of human, like a Grimm human, you know? I think that that could be really interesting in a dark way, and it could really bring up the question of like, what is a soul? What is it to be human? That sort of thing, which, you know, could always make for interesting commentary. Do I think that the show is going to lead in that direction? I don't, at least not for a long time. We've barely seen like any Grimm beasts. I mean, to be perfectly honest, we really haven't seen much variety or just much combat against the Grimm in general yet. And so I think that if we ever would see like a Grimm human, I think that would come much later in the series. You know, maybe not even volume 4. Like, obviously, I don't know. Maybe it does show up in volume 2. Maybe it shows up in volume 3. Maybe it'll show up in volume 4. Maybe it'll never, ever show up. But I think that if it did show up, without good explanation, it would probably be better to show up later, much later, you know, after having seen a lot more variety of Grimm beasts, a lot more combat with Grimm beasts, etc. And so despite me thinking that it would only happen, you know, in a long time, if ever, I just think that it's an interesting thought, so I wanted to bring it up. So I don't think that their whole White Fang investigation thing is going to go as smoothly as they had thought, because while they are possibly, you know, in the wreck quadrant, in the southeastern section, they look like they're in a completely abandoned part of the city, you know, wrecked. As, you know, the professor was talking about, you know, it was a tragedy and like a failed experiment sort of thing. I think. I mean, that wasn't all what he said, but what he said mixed with what some of the girls said. So I don't know exactly what happened, but clearly no one's living there. Lives were lost, bad stuff. So I don't think that they're actually going to be able to sneak out and do any sort of White Fang investigation because, one, I think they're just too far away. You know, distance is a thing in this world, even if they can super run and jump and everything. And they need their sleep, you know? They now know that, like, yeah, a lot of fighting is ahead of them. They have to be prepared for it. So I don't blame them for not going after the White Fang. Like, they could always do that another time. What I do want to see more of is this exploration into who the characters are themselves. You know, we started that with the professor asking about why they wanted to be huntresses. You know, not what they do, but, you know, because Yang started off by saying, you know, wanted to kill this, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, like, why specifically? So that was a really good, you know, leap into the minds of each character. And I hope that we keep going with that. I hope that we do get to see more about them, and I think this is a good point for them to realize more of who they are, why they do what they do, and that sort of thing. So really hopeful that it does continue in that manner. I would like to see more combat too, but I hope that that doesn't like take precedence necessarily. I'm more in favor of the development at this point. So I think that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, what you want more of, what you want less of, etc. Do not spoil things in the comments for me or for other people. Like, that's just rude. You know, you can talk about this episode, anything that happened before it, but please do not talk about anything that happens in the future. That's just not nice. That's not a good thing to do. Alright? Cool. So with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!